Good evening, viewers. This is Deepika Lingdo bringing to you the news and events in Meghalaya from Bosco Media Network. Let us first have a look at the headlines for today. CM outlines 7 key agenda placed before the cabinet. Mortal remains of editor of a vernacular daily newspapers, Unong Sanhima Lombok Taba, laid to rest in Shillong. Congress opposes the central government bills that subjugate the farmers across the country. Landslides occurred at Police Reserve East Khasi Hills. And now the news in detail. The Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Cess announced the approval of 7 important agendas today by the Cabinet. These agendas cover several aspects that pertain to farmers, trade and commerce. In a nutshell, the 7 agendas are: Meghalaya government has decided to reimburse 2% of the interest of all those farmers who have cleared their agricultural bank loans. This will stimulate the farmers to work harder, and this will also definitely increase productivity in the state, said Meghalaya Chief Minister Cess. Sangma said this incentive will be made available to those farmers of the state who have used the Kisan credit cards.
That those farmers who have availed the Kisan credit card loans, the state government of Meghalaya will be reimbursing 2% of their interest from the state government side. So there will be an interest subvention from the state government of 2%. This will of course apply to farmers who have taken the loan and have repaid the loan along with the interest, and it will be a reimbursement of 2% of the amount that comes out from the state government side. This has been done as one of the steps towards supporting the farmers during the time of COVID. We understand that farmers and a lot of the public in general have faced a lot of challenges during this time of COVID, and therefore this is one of the subventions and some of the steps that we have taken.
The mortal remains of editor of a vernacular daily newspaper, Unong Sanhima Lombok Taba, were laid to rest at the Mount Awar Catholic Cemetery in Shillong today. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, a sizable tearful mourner drawn from all walks of life, including media persons, attended the funeral service held at his premises in Mount Awar in Shillong. All who spoke at the funeral service eulogized Lombok Taba as an impeccable personality and as a person who was loved by one and all. The condolence messages sent by Meghalaya Chief Minister Cess, Meghalaya Speaker Metba Lingdo, Meghalaya Opposition Leader Dr. Mukul Sangma and others were read at the funeral service. The inclement weather did not deter his close relatives, media persons and friends to have the last glimpse before the body was finally laid to rest. It may be mentioned that Taba was also a reporter of the Shillong Times for a brief period of time. He had served as the editor of Nong Sanhima from 2003. He was a member of the Shillong Press Club. Taba was conferred the prestigious Ramnath Goenka Award for Excellence in Journalism instituted by the Indian Express Group in 2014 for his breakthrough reporting on the gross PDS anomalies in Meghalaya.
Akan ikapor ke pemenda. Hai kejing kuplei ru, ya kiparlok betri lang khamtam bari balam. Kibadai nong Sanhima, kibadai na Shillong Press Club, kibadai na kiwei ki media, bata kiwei ki seng nong kau kubor, kibalaya don lang, akan ikapor ke pemenda.
The Chief Minister also informed that the Cabinet has decided to merge the Rural and Urban Development Fund into one entity to be known as Chief Minister Development Fund. He said this development fund will be implemented and monitored by the Chief Minister's Secretariat. He said the logic of merging the two schemes is to bring about faster development.
That the time spent on actually processing the files reduced. These two schemes have been converged into one scheme now under the banner of Chief Minister's Special Development Fund, which will be in the future implemented by the Chief Minister's Secretariat. So this will be the same fund amounting to 12 crores, but it will be now implemented by the Chief Minister's Secretariat, and the purpose is to ensure that the implementation is done at a faster pace.
Introduction of the manufacture and sale of homemade fruit wines in the state, formally creating rules where individuals can make and sell in the market, giving a chance to entrepreneur or cooperative societies and others to start something new with a license fee of Rs 7,500 annually.
We will be now formally creating rules where individuals can now make homemade wine and sell them in the market. This will now allow farmers whose produce sometimes goes to waste. They will be helped with this particular process. But at the same time, we will also find a lot of entrepreneurs who would be, would get jobs through the creation of this particular rule and framework. And in this, we have from the state government side ensured that the ad valorem that is paid by these homemade fruit wine producers will be much lesser compared to the other products. So here only Rs 100 per case will be the ad valorem fees. Also we have completely done away with the VAT that these homemade fruit wine producers, they will not have to pay VAT. And third, also we have also ensured that the license fees to make these wines, the license that they take is going to be only 7,500 rupees. And these can be opened up by individuals, by different cooperative societies, or by different companies who would like to go into this.
Approval of settlement of areas under the State Taxation Act Rules 2020, which was a follow-up of the ordinance which was passed in the past cabinet year this year.
The cabinet also today approved the Meghalaya settlement of arrears under the State Taxation Act rules. If you recall, we had passed this particular ordinance in the last to last cabinet. So this is just a follow-up of that, and the rules for this particular Meghalaya settlement of arrears, rules 2020, has been approved today by the state government.
The cabinet also decided to approve remission of stamp duty on emergency credit card guarantee scheme and PM Svanidhi scheme and exemption of stamp duty fees.
On emergency credit card guarantee scheme and PM SVA NIDHI scheme from the government side, we have exempted the stamp duty fees that are to be charged on this emergency credit line guarantee schemes and the PM Svanidhi scheme. So this will allow the small time loan takers to easily avail this, and they will not have to register or pay stamp duty on these particular schemes when they take. And this is being done throughout the country. So therefore Meghalaya also has implemented this, and this will ensure that our small time street vendors and also the small time entrepreneurs who take these loans don't have to, as I said, pay the stamp duty.
Regarding the Meghalaya court fees e-payment rule, the cabinet decided to allow the Meghalaya court fees to be paid through online with rules as notified.
What we brought up was regarding the Meghalaya court fees e-payment rules. This is again just a follow-up because we had allowed the Meghalaya court fees to be paid through online, and so the rules on how they can be paid, those were today notified.
The Meghalaya Amendment Cess Act 1988 says to be collected on 14 items which were added to the Meghalaya Cess Act 1988. The Chief Minister also informed that today's cabinet has also taken the decision to increase the list of minerals in which cess will be levied on them. He said that cess will also be imposed on extraction of minerals besides those that will be listed by the state government. Sangma said that the state government expects to earn an additional revenue of Rs 40 to 50 crores, which will be utilized for education, health and infrastructure development.
On items like iron ore, building stone, granite, boulders, ordinary sand, ordinary clay and ordinary earth, gravel, slate, shale, brick earth, quartzite and sandstone, and the rates, there are different rates for each one of them. But now the important point is that this cess will be collected on these items. Another important aspect is that we will be using this cess for other items like health and water supply and physical infrastructure apart from education. And also it is also proposed that the levy and collection of tax from persons who extract or remove minerals from any land in addition to mine or quarry will also be charged. So these were the amendments that were made to the Meghalaya Minerals Cess Act 1988. And with this, we expect that the overall revenue of the state also will improve under the Cess. We used to receive Cess amount of about 48 crores in 2018-19, and it increased to 73 crores in 2019-20. So we expect then additional 40 to 50 crores more to come in with the change and addition of these new minerals in the Cess list.
The Meghalaya Pradesh Congress Committee, along with All India National Congress in the press conference held today, expressed their dissatisfaction over the issue which concerns the livelihood of farmers across the country. The two bills which are awaiting for the consent of the President to become Act are Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020 and Farmers Empowerment and Protection. Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Service Bill 2020. Speaking to media fraternity, Kennedy Karim and Zenith Sangma of the Meghalaya Pradesh Congress Committee said that the party opposed such bills which does not show any clear future for the farmers. The bill was also said to have removed the Agricultural Produce Market Committee and the minimum support price, which are the financial assistance for the farmers in times of crisis. Zenith Sangma also informed that there will be a signature campaign of all the farmers which they target to reach out to 2 crore farmers to be presented to the President soon.
Lal Bahadur Shastri will observe a Kisan Mazdur Bachao Divas, that is Save Farmers and Farmer Laborers Day. We will organize dharnas, marches in every assembly and every district headquarters. And on 10th October, Kisan Sanmilan will be organized at every state capital and any important places within the state. And 2 crores signatures from the farmers will be collected, and memorandum demanding repeal of this law will be submitted to the President of India on the 14th of November, coinciding with the birth anniversary of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. It will be coming as law. The farmers will not get any security. For instance, when APMC, that is called Agricultural Produce Marketing Committee Act, has been abolished, there will be no longer minimum support price to the farmers. That means these farmers, while selling their crops or produces, agricultural produces, they will be at the mercy of the big corporate houses. Because once there is no more APMC, farmers cannot take the produces to the mandi. Then will FCI go to the 15.5 crores farmers fields, which is impossible. Again, FCI cannot go to 40,000 APMC also. The end result will be only 4 to 5 big corporate houses will buy farmers' crop at their own desired rate. That is why it's the demand of the Congress party that in the ordinances which was passed in the month of June during pandemic time, which has been culminated in the form of bill which has been passed in the parliament to insert the word minimum support price, to add some clause wherein MSP will be indicated on behalf of the farmers of the country for passing the farm bills in the parliament forcibly without any consultation with any of the stakeholders, neither the opposition or any representative from the Farmers Association across the country, which is the reflection of their high-handedness, and by bulldozing they are doing anything as because they have the majority against the interest of the people of the nation. So today, by joining with the rest of the country, today is the 24th of September, to protest against the passing of the bill. The Congress Party, under the directives of its leadership, is organizing press conference in every state across the country. See, this bill has been passed, as I have said, forcibly by bulldozing, as they are having majority. On the 20th of this month, it has been passed in the Rajya Sabha. None of the stakeholders, be it any representative from the Farmers Association or from the opposition side, no consultation has been made. So, we as Congress Party, we have started agitational program in opposing this bill, demanding to repeal this law from today onwards, and there will be a series of such agitational programs across the country.
Today at around 5 a.m., a landslide occurred at Police Reserve East Khasi Hills on the path going to the police quarters bordering the road to Windor. On being informed of the landslide, officials of the department were sent to clear the debris. However, while clearing the debris, another landslide occurred at about 11:30 a.m. in the same area, and unfortunately two part-time workers, namely Shri Sohib Butan Marak and Shri Silnang Marak, both under 30 years, were buried under the rubble. Police personnel were immediately mobilized, including the SDRF and Fire and Emergency Services, who reached the place of incidents. Persons could not be located by them, by teams, and by the time they were recovered from the mudslide, the two persons had already breathed their last breath. A UD case has been taken up by the Sardar police station and all formalities are being completed. As of now, 9 families have been evacuated from the area to another place at Police Reserve for relief measures. Well, viewers, that is all we have for you today. See you tomorrow at the same time and in the same channel. Thank you for watching.